What is up, guys? Today I'm going to do a video on the top 5 most brutal scenes in the Clone Wars. And if you think this program is a kid's show, that's because you haven't watched the show. I guarantee you, no one who's actually watched the show would actually call this just for kids. It's not, honestly. Some of the darkest shit I've ever seen. Anyway, we're going to start with number 5, which is Ventress stabbing Commander Colt. Now, Colt, this was very dark, where she kisses him. It's basically a sign of disrespect. She impales him and then kisses him. Don't know why she decided to kiss him. But yeah, don't know about you, wouldn't really be showing this to my kids. You know, this is rated PG-13. It's pretty dark for a PG-13, but I suppose there's always worse. But yeah, it's just it's mesmerizing, and just so strange to watch. That's why it comes in at number 5. Don't really have too much else to say about this one. Poor Commander Colt. For number 4, this one's a bit different. It's not so much brutal, more sad. Still very brutal. So, it's Satine's death. Now, this is very sad, as, you know, there's been some real good chemistry between Satine and Obi-Wan. They had, you know, romantic stuff. Love. That's the word I'm looking for. But it came to a sad end, as most Star Wars love stories do. Well, seriously, at least one of the love interests die at one point. Look at Padme and Anakin, and then Hera and Kanan and Han Solo and Leia. Jesus Christ. God, I mean, spare us, Star Wars. But anyway, Obi-Wan watches as his enemy that he thought he killed about 13 years ago, or was it 12? Around about 12 years ago. He thought he killed him 12 years ago, just for him to come back and stab his love interest through the gut, killing her. If that's not brutal, I don't really know what is. That's messed up. It's a very sad episode. That's my favorite episode of the series. With a very brutal part in it. Great scene. Anyway, moving on. Next, we have a scene from just 2 episodes prior. Yeah, 2 episodes prior, in the same arc as number 4. So at number 3, we have the decapitation of basically all the leaders of the Black Sun. When they don't agree to Maul's negotiations, he tells Savage basically just decapitate them all, and he does, in a very brutal fashion. And originally, when it was on Cartoon Network, they had to censor some of it, as you can see their bodies at one point, and you can see all the bodies fall down. Yeah, I don't believe that was in some of the Cartoon Network stuff. Very, very brutal. Now, I'm going to ask you now, if you still believe Clone Wars is a kid's show, do you still think it's a kid's show after me telling you all of this? I'm willing to say you would say no, but hell, what do I know? I can't talk to you guys. No one even watches my actually, I lie, one person. Because there's at least one like on every video, which I appreciate. But we're going to move on now to number 2. And at number 2, we have General Grievous finally living up to his Legends version, where he has a clone who struggles underneath his foot. Obi-Wan and Cody watch this, by the way, when General Grievous enters their hangar of the Negotiator, I believe the name of the ship is. So, Grievous manages to get a clone struggling under his foot, and, he breaks his neck, which is really brutal, and even makes Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's probably one of the most tame Jedi, who watched his lover die, he didn't say a word, he was just sad. This made him angry, because I don't know why, but it made him angry. All the clones are in shock, and Grievous looks like he takes pleasure in just killing this clone underneath his foot. I really like the scene. I don't know if you can tell, but I really like the scene. It's probably my favourite scene out of all on this list, as it finally shows General Grievous as the badass he is. And he is my third favourite character inside the entire Star Wars galaxy. And he's actually above Obi-Wan for me. Only by one spot. Obi-Wan's number 4. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, I'm sorry. But this is a really cool scene. To see Grievous do something so brutal. I don't know, I really love it. I love it. But originally I would have said this is the most brutal scene. But there's been a new one, which I say is more brutal. Even though I really wanted to put this one at number 1, but I'm gonna have to put this next one at number 1. So, at number 1 is the hallway scene in season 7, episode 11, Shattered. This was it was a massacre. I mean, it was beautiful. They kill. Okay, first of all, they kill off a named clone named Bridge, which if you didn't, I believe his name's Bridge anyway. Which if you didn't know, he appeared in the Clone Wars movie. And he finally dies after all these years. Finally, he's gotten a proper ending. I really wanted to see that character arc come to an end, and it finally did. But it's an interesting thing to know that was Bridge, a clone that we saw a long time ago. Anyway, I'm getting off topic again. There are decapitations, more impaling clones with pieces of the wall and throwing at them, cutting off arms. It's beautiful. And with the animation, oh my god, it's even better. With only 3, there's two clones with, at the end of it, there's 3 clones, 1 missing an arm, so 3/4 of a clone. It's still left with 1/4 going to more, actually. But it's just, it's definition of brutal. It, honestly, would have been even cooler if there was blood. Would have been cooler, but I think this was enough. But anyway, soldiers, I hope you did enjoy the video. If you didn't, fine, I understand. I'm not a very good content creator, but I try to make myself better. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can leave a like if you want. You can subscribe if you want to. But you can leave a dislike if you want. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Good day, soldiers.